Hello everybody, my name is Ace. Today we're going to be doing some more Guardians Gala sites in a different Rattlesnake than I actually previously have been doing. It looks the same, but it is a different fit actually than before. So I actually did mention a bit of this in the last Guardians Gala video, that I would actually maybe potentially try a massive buffer shield Rattlesnake to be able to just go around in these sites. And I thought maybe in general it'll be nice or cool to at least try to achieve a big buffer Rattlesnake, just to have one. Because I'm so used to having the active tank ones. They give so much better EHP per second, but having a buffer, like a really big buffer ship, will make you just like so fat, and it'll be pretty hard for someone to gank you. I mean, obviously, anything that can meet players in eveonline, pretty much, if you whoever undocks is always at the risk of getting ganked. But I just like the idea, really, of being able to just fly around with look at here, 317k EHP Rattlesnake. So this is basically just a Tech 2 Rattlesnake, actually. So we got here Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2, and Tech 2. Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2. Everything's Tech 2. The thing is, we've got a really big buffer tank because I actually pulled the trigger on some Nirvana implants. So these Nirvana implants, they're implants that actually make your shield buffer bigger. So it's increased it quite a lot, actually. It increases, like, I think by 20-30% even, maybe even more, actually. So we've got like a fat buffer. When I was actually doing these sites, we can actually undock in the meantime. I was noticing that during these sites, so yesterday night, I was actually running quite a few of these sites in this buffer Rattlesnake. This just has an absolute boss tank just due to the sheer size of the buffer. So, you know, you take a little bit of damage, right? It barely like moves by like 1 percentage point just because of just how big this is. So it just, you barely even notice it. It would take forever for NPCs to get through it, even if they do break the recharge, actually. Something that I find that with these new sites is that they are a little bit harder to find, at least, than the previous events I've noticed. They're a little bit more difficult to find. I don't know if it's just as bad luck. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. But I think that these Guardians Gala sites are a bit more difficult to come by compared to those Sancha and Blood Raider sites we had earlier this year and the end of last year, actually. Because I've gone in these massive routes. I mean, no, this is not particular. I mean, 15 jumps, okay. I mean, I think it's a lot of jumps, but especially in the battleship that warps really slowly. But I've been going really far, much farther than this. And I've maybe found 1, maybe 2 sites. So it doesn't feel like these are particularly common when it comes to their spawn rate, which in itself kind of makes them a bit more intense, because you know that, oh, if I don't clock or I don't take out the boss and get the loot for him, then I'm going to spend a long time looking for a new site. But it's a little tiny bit different in that regard. However, it does differ in many ways, you know, these new sites compared to the previous ones. I've told you before that they kind of had secondary bosses. So they don't, let's just see here a little bit if there's anything nearby. No, we can't see anything nearby. Okay, I'm actually just going to warp to this citadel over here just to repair, because I've got some overheated stuff. The thing is, when I was at these sites yesterday, I was overheating a bunch just to be able to try to contest the loot. I had to overheat a lot. But I told you that there's like these secondary bosses before. So there's when you destroy the NPCs, then they'll spawn in these battleships. They're almost like secondary bosses, actually. I don't even know if they're really bosses, but they're battleships at least. And these battleships then, they have like 1 million bounty. But then the actual boss is a battleship with 5 million bounty. So it's kind of a bit random. The point is, not every battleship is a boss. The only one that is the boss that drops the very good loot is the battleship with the 5 million ISK bounty. And it'll have the name MC at the end, like EMCEE. MC. It's, for some reason, I think that's what the Angel Cartel and the Serpentis call their bosses. Their superiors, so to say. So there we go. Repaired it right there. I could have actually repaired it in the station before. I'm being a bit of a cheapskate right now, even though I bought some Nirvana implants. Okay, let's go to the next system. And I actually have a drone here as well, because this I lost actually a wasp in one site. What happened was the boss spawned, and then I just started deploying my drones. I deployed my drones when he spawned. My drones were approaching the boss, approaching, and then the boss just decided to switch to my drones, and then just like almost one-shotted the drone. It was crazy. It was I didn't even have enough time to repair. Actually, it was just one-shot because maybe it was a wrecking shot, or maybe it just was that it got a really good shot in on the. I'm just checking now if there's any Guardians Gala here, or just maybe they just got a good shot in, and it was just because it was the drones were approaching the battleship, so then it had a good angle to be able to get a good shot in them. But that wasp I had fell quickly, so I had to buy a new one. Those locally actually. I'm in the Devoid region. The Devoid region is like an Amar region. Unfortunately, not right now, man. The Devoid region can have actually quite a small population. I've noticed. Often, when it comes to these live events, I've often heard people say, go in Amar high-sec, because Amar have one of the I think the biggest high-sec regions that exist. Like, there's really many sub-divisions. Like, there's Khanid, there's Kador, there's Tashmokon, there's like all these different like sub-factions of the Amar. And they have the Amar in general, they have a really massive, expansive high-sec region. You can even go on the map now just to show you, actually. But the point is that it's often known to be quite a quiet high-sec region. So it's like, less activity means there's less competition for these sites, and also more potential for the sites to actually be there. So we're in Devoid, this one right here. Domain is one of them. We've got Tashmokon, Kador, Khor Azor, Khanid. These are all Amar regions there. They are all belonging to Amar. They're pretty big, as you can see here. We've got all this whole thing in here. And then you just got, there's like Galenta up here. We've got like the Caldari here. So they're quite small compared to the Amar, which has got this massive area. So you can often find, it seems at least that it's more likely that you would be actually finding something in Amar high-sec. Then again, maybe there are more people who are specifically going to go to the Amar high-sec because people have been saying that. So then maybe that'll be a bit counterintuitive. I don't know. Let's go here. But you can see here, I'm going to system, not really finding anything. And I don't know any fast way to find these, actually. It doesn't seem like there's any particular way that you can easily find these on the agency window. I actually did manage to get this skin right here, this skin for the Rifter. This is, I think it's an alright skin, but I really am looking most forward to getting these Serpentis skins, actually. This one in particular. I really look forward to getting this skin. I think it looks so good on the Macarial, suits it really well. Makes it look like almost like a Spec Ops Macarial, or like Ghosts, like a really spooky kind of Macarial. I think it suits kind of a lot the model as well, because it's got a kind of intimidating look with this like really sharp, like it's going to stab you almost, and having this shadowy Serpentis skin. I think that suits it pretty well, actually. Got the Cinnabal over here. Cinnabal, I mean personally, I don't think it looks like a particularly good hull, but nonetheless, I think it is a very good skin. I like the skin on this. Oh, there's Chinese skin. I haven't really paid much attention to that. Okay, there's nothing here. Go to the next system. So you see here, I'm just having to move a lot just to be able to find these. It's not the most easiest of tasks. It's unfortunate. I kind of wish that CCP would maybe bump up the spawn rate, because yesterday then I would say I went for maybe 45 minutes at one point, just straight through high-sec. 45 minutes jumping. Did not find a single one. Luckily, what made me not go crazy was I was watching a TV series actually in between. So that's what kept me going. Otherwise, I would have just quit a long time ago. So it can actually take quite a long time. And that also makes me wonder, how do you actually find these exploration sites? Because I've not noticed, like the way it was in the Sancha event, the one with like the Yule event, or the Christmas event, or just winter event. They had these exploration sites, so you could, in the systems that were conquered by these ice storms, you can actually like go and scan down cosmic signatures. And the thing is, in the ice storms then, you could then scan down signatures there, and there was some chance that they could be, potential data sites you could hack for these Sancho data sites. Here, I don't know really how it works because we don't really have any particular system. As far as I know, I don't know any particular system. There's no weather effect or something that signifies particular systems that have got these Guardians Gala sites. So it feels kind of random. Just you find the Guardians Gala sites all over the place, and because of this, I sort of think that it's going to be the same with the exploration sites. They're just going to be random, and you're going to have to explore quite a lot actually to be able to just find one of these Guardian Gala sites. Then again, who knows? Maybe they drop really good loot. I don't know. I've never done one of them, and I want to do eventually one of them, but I've not been able to do or got around to doing it because I can't be bothered. I don't particularly like scanning, and I don't want to have to just go so many systems without finding anything. But speaking of not finding anything, we just found something. A Guardian's Gala. Let's go there and do this. So I want to get some points. The main thing is we've got these. There's always the potential of loot, but what I'm probably more even looking forward to is actually getting these quests done. And something I actually really like about these quests here to get points is that it's not extremely hard. I remember the previous events, I think Blood Raider or Sancho, it was quite hard to get points because I don't think they respawned. But here, or not respawn, but I mean, I don't think they resetted, because as soon as you take out or complete one of these challenges, then it just resets, so you can indefinitely do these. And I think that's very good because especially for people who have a limited amount of time, like for me, I often will sometimes have a lot of things to do and I can't play that day. So what it used to be was that it resets every downtime or something, but that means you have to consistently play. But sometimes I can't always do that. I'm a bit busy. So when I do have time, I'm able to use all that time to be able to get the points. I think that's a very good move to be able to do that actually, because then it's a little bit easier to get those rewards. And I mean, I'm using pretty high tier kind of ships to be able to do these. I can imagine just people who have got worse stuff like Alpha Clones, it's going to be really hard for them. Let's actually just start shooting these frigates to get some of these points. Okay, this Vindicator's going down. Being webbed and scrounged pretty hard actually. Let's go for this Daredevil over here. The frigate, my drones are gonna snipe him out of the sky. Let's go for this Cinnabal over here. I wonder if his velocity decreases anything from the Grappler. Yeah, it did decrease a tiny bit. Not a whole lot, but it did decrease a tiny bit. And claim the reward there. Good. I'm not going to bother with saving my missile, because initially I thought maybe of saving my missiles to be able to have a full clip for the boss, but then again, you need to kill quite a few actually of these NPCs to get the boss. They don't usually come straight away, so I think I'll have still plenty of time to be able to reload my missile rack to be able to have it ready for the boss actually. So my Wasps there, I think I'm not really sure what drone type to use actually, because I think the Angel ships, they have the lowest in the EM department, and they're shield tanks. You can see here, I'm just guessing they're shield tank. I'm not sure if they are shield tank, but I'm guessing they're shield tanked. And the Serpentis have the lowest in the kinetic actually, so then it will be good with the Wasps. I'm a little bit uncertain what to use. Maybe it will be good to go with an Ogre, because you can see here they've got 42% in the thermal, so it's basically identical almost to the kinetic, and the thermal is also quite low on the Angels as well actually. So it could maybe be a possibility to use that. I don't know. Maybe even a Gecko actually. A Gecko would be quite cool, because you would get that nice range with the Gecko as well, and you won't have to worry so much about the tank as well, because the Gecko is just like a super drone with really good tank. Now I'm going to put these down here to be able to actually not shoot them by accident like I did before. And again, sometimes it does come down my mouse accidentally, and then just snipes one of my drones. Unfortunate drones. Okay, let's shoot this guy a little bit. There we go. Drones are pretty slow. heavy drones, fat drones. Can't move too much. You need to work on that speed, man. I mean, I'm not pretty fast in real life either, so I can relate to them. But those drones need to work for me. They're working for the Rattlesnake. They need to know what's up. Okay, take out these crews. These crews go down so fast because we're using the rapid heavies. Applies perfectly. We got the Grappler, which reduces the speed of the cruisers as well. So the heavy drones will apply basically no problem. Even without the Grappler, the heavy drones seem to apply pretty well. I know in general the heavy drones, they just are pretty powerful. Actually, you can apply to most things even without any particular application modules. So overall, we're getting a really good application right here, and a lot of the DPS is being applied, and we've got pretty high DPS as well. To be able to achieve a really big buffer, like I said before, I've got a damage control actually. The damage control, helps give that massive buffer. Just for lols. I don't actually need that damage control, but I just wanted to have it. Just to get a real maximum buffer, but still, we're punching a big, punching a big punch with 1.5k DPS, and if we overheat, we'll get even more. Actually, can soon get this quest is going to be done. These frigates should be pretty easy to take out. When they're really close, the Grappler will be very effective. Actually, can just shoot a couple of volleys there. Yeah, he dies straight away. Huggin, he wants to hug me. Shoot that guy. I think he's the heavy assault cruiser of the Minmatar. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Minmatar ships, so I'm not particularly good with the names. I hardly ever fly them. However, I do like the interdictor called? The Munin? No, the Munin is the heavy assault cruiser. I like the Munin and the heavy interdictor variant that is basically the same model as the Munin. I think that looks really good, actually. So take this guy out. The Bellicose. No, not the Bellicose. What is it called? The heavy interdictor of the Minmatar. The Broadsword. Yeah, I thought it started with B. For some reason, thinking Bellicose. Okay, so the Broadsword and the Munin, those are Minmatar ships. I think they look really good, actually. I've even tried them in the Abyss a bit. Not the Munin, the Broadsword. It works actually pretty decently, actually. It's got a very good capacity. Only thing is, there's a bit of issues with DPS, actually. I wish, on the other hand, I wish this Rattlesnake right here could be thrown into the Abyss. It would be doing really well. It would smash stuff up real good, like its Gala counterpart. Or smaller sibling. Now we can claim the rewards. I'm not sure, actually, if I destroy stuff while I don't click that claim the reward, if it doesn't count. I think, actually, it doesn't count, actually. So I have to be vigilant with pressing claim here. I'm not really used to that. Let's see now. Is the boss going to spawn? I think the boss will spawn after this wave, because like the amount of wrecks here, I'm used to seeing this amount of wrecks when the boss spawns. I don't know exactly, like I've not counted them, but what I'm saying is when my overview is filled with wrecks like this is usually the point at which I remember bosses spawning in. You can see here, this is what I mean. Our shields never go down, really. They just go to a little bit, just percentage like that. And that's it. They won't go down any more than this, because there's so much buffer. They don't have enough DPS even to just get through these to be able to actually do a significant amount of shield damage. I mean, my shield's recharge rate is not particularly good. Only 100 EHP per second, but still. The buffer is just so big that that little recharge rate really, it manages to cope with it, with the little DPS it takes. Like, it just goes down a tiny bit from the buffer, and then when the enemy DPS has gone down, then that little recharge rate takes over and just repairs it right up. Let's take out these guys. There we go. Shoot this guy. I'm saving my missiles now for the boss. You see here, this is what I mean, MC. The MC is the boss. This carousing Macariel is not a boss. It's just a battleship. But it's kind of cool that they've still got battleships, because usually battleships, I notice, they don't have them unless they're the bosses. But now they actually do have battleships, just that they are like not bosses. And it's good because you get some nice bounty. Now I think even maybe they could drop some alright loot. Let's see if there's anything dropping in here, actually. Maybe they could be dropping something in here. Let's see if there's anything in here. I wonder what they've got in here. Because I noticed they do drop sometimes something. No, I don't need that. Let's look around, see if there's anything here. No. Take out that Macariel. Take out this Vigil right here. Vigil is going to target paint me to death. Oh, where's that Vigil? I have bad memories of a Vigil because a Vigil was the first guy who kind of ever ganked me properly. I remember that there was this. This was a couple of years ago, actually. I had an expensive Gala, and this Vigil scanned me down and brought in a bunch of friends, and then they just wrecked me. It was not a good experience. And the Vigils, ever since then, I've had a bad feeling for them. There's a lot of NPCs actually here. What is this? So many NPCs. How many NPCs do we have to destroy until the boss spawns? This is so much. At least they're pretty extensive, these sites, at least. It's not like something you finish in 1 second. But then again, maybe sometimes you want to have something you finish quite quickly, because if you don't have enough time to play, it could be good to have... could be good to actually have the sites be small. That was at least the case with the last one, the Sancho one, I think. Yeah, pretty fast, very fast actually. Let's go and grab this. Maybe CCP is oh, there it is. The MC is over there. It's overheat now. There we go, take him out. We'll go very close now. I think this guy's maybe going to take a little bit of damage actually, because he's got his shields almost down actually. Let's go. I think should be able to win this without any problem. Practices don't have as much DPS as Rattlesnakes. Okay, let's turn off the brakes now. Ooh, this guy has been hit pretty... Oh no, we want to... Oh no! Don't die! No! My Wasp died. The Guardian's Gala really... MC really knocked out my drone right there. It didn't even help at all actually to repair it. Good thing I guess that I don't have a Gecko, because a Gecko would have really like... Oh, okay, now we should probably... No. A Gecko would have probably really like got absolutely destroyed. Or not, I don't think it would have got destroyed as fast as these Wasps, but it would have been a massive, you know, a loot penalty to pay, or price penalty to pay after losing a Gecko. Since the Wasps are pretty tanky, so I can imagine if I didn't claim, or not claim, I just claimed that if I did not return the drone in time, then a Gecko could actually possibly die as well, because just taking massive hits from that MC right there. So I'm gonna have to go and find a new Wasp on the market. See if I can find a new Wasp on the market. In the meantime, there we go. We've done another Guardian's Gala site. I want to be able to actually find exploration site, but I'm not really sure how to. So if you guys know how, or have any tips on how to find the exploration sites, please let me know, because I'll be curious in knowing that. Otherwise, I'm not really a big fan of exploration stuff myself, so I mean, it's not my #1 interest, but it would be cool to at least just see what is going on in them, what is this new stuff that's been added to eveonline. Alright, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video right here, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.